Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Adyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. So this video is about the transit of Rahu going into the fourth pada of Purva Bhadrapada. Now, this is not to scare anyone. I'm just showing you that some major events can occur here. And I have to tell it like I see it, according to astrology. Now, we can see some extreme events happening between February 24th to May 29th as Rahu transits Purva Bhadrapada, and Saturn will be here too between March 29th, which is during the eclipse, until April 27th. This is very significant for the world as this is a very cruel nakshatra in the most extreme pada, pada 4. Saturn has been in Purva Bhadrapada since December 28th, and it made a transit in and out last year as well. Now, I'm talking about the true node, which I use for predictions, but if you're using the mean node, then Rahu will be in pada 4 on March 16th. Now, this is the most cruel of all padas. In the cruelest nakshatra, this is where the most diabolical events occur. Violence, hedonism, lying, deceit, cruelty, and morbidity. The way we transmute this energy is to worship Ma Kali, who destroys all demons within us, which is the ego. But many use this nakshatra to worship demons. Think about the elites, celebrities, those in entertainment. They infuse themselves with dark entities within the body or make contracts with them in order to succeed. And if you think that this isn't real, then you don't know what reality is yet. I'm sorry to say that this is what happens. And this has been done for thousands and thousands of years. But in the end, when you do this, you will have to keep feeding it, or it will come after you and your family, and it will destroy your life or end it. But most people in high positions in entertainment have this nakshatra prominent. My producer had this as well, and it destroyed him when I was in the music industry. He was a Grammy-winning producer. You will see people doing anything to get to the top. It doesn't matter who they must step over. Human sacrifices come in this domain. Mass murders, homicide, genocides happen within this energy. But this is spiritual as well, as it is the most intense, where you must surpass pain in order to gain enlightenment, where the old self must die and you must dance in between death and the living. Sudden life-changing events can occur, especially because this is infused into the eclipse. This is ruled by one of the Rudras, which is the most fierce aspect of Lord Shiva. It is the fire in the sky. I could see the government making a false alien invasion like they have been with drones. These drones seem like a test for what's about to happen. Problems related to sexuality or cheating in affairs. This can also be problems with those who are trans or bisexual or gay. I do see that when this conjunction occurs, which we'll talk about later, there is a revolt, and that could involve this as well. You may encounter people who have normal lives, but they are two-faced. One way in public and completely different behind closed doors. With Saturn here in Aquarius, these can be those among the common man, also those in science, technology, aviation. Saturn is the Lord of Capricorn, dealing with the government, authority figures, and large corporations. Lately, in the US, bills have been being passed at a very fast rate, which are considered corrupt and criminal, yet very secretive in their motives. As you can see lately, there have been many plane crashes, which are very suspicious. This is the nakshatra of death, the front part of the funeral cot. And Rahu is in Pisces, which is the skies. I made an entire video about this called What's Happening in the Skies. Criminal activities will skyrocket. Fundamentalist groups. People with extreme views on matters, like Nazis, for example. Black magic is running rampant. Music and TV and movies will have dark themes, but also black magic within them, so I don't suggest you watch them. Also, concerts, which always have black magic in them. Sexual perversions in extremes, like pornography, like the OnlyFans girl who was trying to sleep with 1,000 men in one day, etc. phobias on the rise. Many will be seeking revenge, just like Trump is doing right now. Saturn is second from its own sign, so this has to do with wealth, money, and resources, showing that the government is implementing diabolical plans in this nakshatra about stealing wealth from others in the population, and the significator is Jupiter, which is in Taurus. This is also resources and money and values, which are twisted at this time, twisted morals. I'll give you an example. Someone tried to scam a reading out of me very recently who had this prominent in the 8th house. And they should have got a reading from me because things are not going to go well for them, especially because I am protected by Ma Kali. Bad time to have a Saturn return in your 8th house to try to rip off a tantric. Good luck. This can include dark military operations like Guantanamo Bay, like we're seeing. Black magic rituals played out in the entertainment and in the masses. April 16th, Saturn and Rahu will make an exact conjunction at 2 degrees, which is in the 4th pada. So this is an indication of a revolt against the government for dark practices, or this could be a false flag event that occurs, a terroristic event that occurs as well. But I made a video called March 2025, which you can check out, where I kind of dive deep on what I think will happen because of the eclipse. This pada can also bring extreme spiritual enlightenment, wealth out of nowhere, fires, and the killing of deer and birds. We're already seeing the killing of birds for the bird flu, which I did predict would happen this year. Themes of affairs, mistreatment of family and resources, especially the resources of the masses by the government, violence and anger, disputes of property, immoral activities, terrorists, destroying the environment, and dark technologies. When Saturn enters Pisces on March 29th, it will be aspecting Taurus. So Jupiter will be there, so that's fine. But on May 14th, Jupiter exits Taurus and Saturn will be aspecting Taurus. So this can be a limitation of resources for the world. And that will be for 2.5 years. Now, I'm not saying the limitation will happen the entire time, but there is showing some kind of limitation. Now, these are professions that are morticians, anything related to death. This is a death nakshatra. Cemeteries. Do not go into cemeteries unless you know how to cleanse yourself after coming out of a cemetery. Because if you go into a cemetery, there are spirits that will attach themselves to you and you'll bring them home. Also, if you go into a cemetery and there's dirt on your shoes and you bring it into your home, you're going to create a lot of problems for yourself. You can really get sick and the spirits can come after you. So this is occultists dealing with the dark side, self-mortification, police departments, homicide squads, agories, metal industry, anything involving fire, toxic substances, polluting products can happen, killing of the environment, which is probably the government doing it, pharmaceutical industry, dark practices, and radicals. So that's just a little example of what I see, not to scare anyone, but just to inform you of what's happening. And remember, nothing lasts forever. So this is just a short period of time. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.